很高兴能在这里跟大家见面。可是跟去年一样，也是在这个屏幕上面跟大家见面。真的没办法想象，就是上一次来台湾的时候已经是2019年。2019年的香港、台湾世界真的是跟现在能说有一个翻天覆地的一个变化吧。
During a worrisome pandemic with no end in sight, it's not surprising that the video conference has become the mainstream and become one of the important topics of this network talks. In the limitless cyberspace, Edmon Chung, who currently serves as the CEO of the DotAsia organization and on the board of ICANN, is the first keynote speaker at the forum. At the beginning, Edmond points out the importance of the multi-stakeholder model, which was applied in internet governance for many years. This model could be the solution for every public organization to maintain effective operations in tough times.
What if? How could the participation of the people, of the professionals, of medical professionals, of civil society around the world might have made a difference to the pandemic versus the WHO we know today? And then as the war rages on in Ukraine, I cannot help but wonder, what if the UN was built on a multi-stakeholder model? Is it not the people who really treasures most peace? So, some people lament about the internet and the internet governance becoming increasingly politicized. I understand that, but I think it's actually simply because the internet is important enough and that it becomes politicized. And more importantly, I think we must not shy away from it. The sustainability of the internet governance ecosystem is at stake, and I think political neutrality is just a disguise for the direction of the status quo and going forward.
Edmond does not only expand the idea of the multi-stakeholder model, but also leads to the most common question on it, political issue. However, enthralling and political struggles imagination could be a concise but paradoxical statement.
Getting politically activated does not mean enthralling in political struggles or machination or those kind of things. What I mean by, being politically active is actually about participation. It's about participating actively to make a difference in the little things that exemplifies the global multi-stakeholder model. And I think for the ICANN community, it's about challenging issues, tackling challenging issues well within its purview, while collaborating with others. And that's also, I guess the attitude and the ideas that myself and us here at DotAsia brings.
Edmond said, there is an area that exemplifies collaboration at ICANN. In fact, the Chinese community from Taiwan, Hong Kong, Macau, and China work together closely from their early years and still do in finding common ground in developing consensus and working beyond with other communities like Korea and Japan. IDM variants are like traditional Chinese and simplified Chinese. They are not and require mapping by policy. Other languages require that too. The linguists, the technology people, and the policymaker, registry operators, and registrars, as well as users, come together in a multi-stakeholder model, bottom-up way to tackle these issues, and universal acceptance becomes an agreement either. Furthermore, the Eco-Internet Index is becoming a new identity in the post-pandemic era.
It looks at the digital economy, it looks at the energy that is powering the internet, and it looks at the efficiency of the internet to come together with a ranking system that ranks the different jurisdictions and countries around the world, especially in Asia first. Part of the narrative is understanding as the internet grows, of course the carbon footprint grows, but what it replaces, what it actually helps in the sustainability may be even more important.
With booming digitalization, carbon conscious about internet usage is getting more and more crucial. DotAsia has worked on it as a net mission. The Ambassador program actually created the first use IGF and sparked a global movement.
This is one of the first youth-focused internet governance engagement and training activity. And many of DotAsia's work is built on the Net Mission program. So when we talk about the future and sustainability, we believe we start with youth. And this is also a kind of collaboration and the small steps that we hope to take that would spark a larger movement.
Although global carbon emission has dropped by 5.8 in 2020 due to the COVID lockdown and economic slowdown, it is expected to bounce back in part due to skyrocketing internet usage. So how does the internet emit carbon and what is the carbon footprint of the internet? Indeed, Edmond believes this will be our new fundamental point.